Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hamer Hall for today's non-conference matchup between the Chestnut Hill Griffins and the 24th ranked California Vulcans. My name is John Saber. Alongside me here today is my good friend, Mr. Nate Kurtz. Nate, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's the first time we get to see home Vulcan basketball for well over like 6 months now. They've been on a long road.
It's been a while, and we're doing it in a new location. Yesterday being graduation, still have everything out on the floor. So the Vulcans return to Hamer Hall for the first time in a while to play today's game, and it's been a great start to the season, to say the least, for the Vulcans. Like I said, ranked 24th in the country, undefeated on the season, 6-0, 2-0 in conference play, which has netted them a ranked spot and a very favorable, advantage in today's game.
Yeah, I mean, coming into the season, I know that talking about it, we definitely expected this team to be good. Like, I don't even want to put it at the table that we thought this was a ranked team, but, I mean, the start they've been off to has been absolutely phenomenal. Every team they've come up against has either been a dominating win or either a very dominating one or a very close domination, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's been a great one for both teams. Starting lineups: Hall, Lucas, Collins, McClurg, and Slaughter for the Vulcans, and then Charles, Pettit, Dunn, Hill, and Cyback. The starters for the Griffins, and I think a couple things to talk about. This is the first time the Vulcans have been ranked nationally since 2008, and the last time they were ranked is when they played all of their home games here inside of Hamer Hall, and also in the last time out that the Vulcans played a game was about a week ago against Shepherd, where they were able to get a 73-70 win. Jermaine Hall Jr. for the Vulcans scored his 1,000th career point, so huge congratulations to him.
Yeah, I mean, he's been a long-time veteran of this team. He's been taking a huge leadership role. He's been a great captain for this Vulcans men's team, and I think he's going to be very key to the run this team will make further on in the season.
Lucas wins the tip for the Vulcans, wearing the all-white, going from right to left to start today's game. Slaughter gets it over to Collins on the left side. Collins takes the screen from Hall up top to Lucas. Swings it over to Slaughter once again. Slaughter finds Lucas in the corner. He pulls up for three. First shot of the game is good. Bryson Lucas, who we didn't see at all last season, has been a great addition to this team, and is one of the reasons why we thought they were going to be a very good team once again this year.
Yeah, and I mean, the California team shooting second in the PSAC from the three-point line, shooting a solid 38%, and a lot of that being held by KJ McClurg, who's absolutely dominated this season with a very nice three-point percentage of 55 halfway through the year.
Pettit driving under the basket, can't get it to go. Rebound falls to Lucas, who finds McClurg. McClurg across the timeline, gets it to Lucas, and Lucas driving underneath, shot off the glass, gets that one to go, and 5-0 start for the Vulcans, all five going into the pocket of Bryson Lucas, who comes into the game shooting almost 60% from the field and only shooting 14% from three, was able to knock that one down earlier.
Yeah, and a big part of that is the size. I mean, what the Vulcans lacked a lot of last year was the additional size. Other than Keith Palak, everybody else was around 6'4", 6'3".
Charles gets it over to Hill. Hill pulls up for three, gets that one to go. Cuts the lead to 2, 5-3, 18:38 left to go here in the first half, and both teams trading back and forth. First basket of the game for the Griffins. Collins on the far side, gets it back to Slaughter up top. Slaughter finds Lucas. Lucas takes the screen, pulls up for three. That one shot too strong. Rebounded by the Griffins. And Charles now for Chestnut Hill. Charles, nice crossover move, getting himself into the paint, runs into a wall, looking for some help, gets it back out up top to Pettit. Pettit swings it over to Dunn for three. That shot no good. Offensive rebound by the Griffins, though. Pass into the corner, another three-point short. That one too short. McClurg goes up for it, isn't able to pull it down, but gets fouled on the way. And like you talked about, KJ McClurg this season for the Vulcans has been unbelievable. 22.3 points, 6.3 rebounds, 2.3 assists as well, shooting 58% from the field, 55% from three, and 83% from the line.
I mean, last year I was very much an advocate for how good he was. I thought he was one of the best players on this team, if not the best, next to Keith Palak. But this year he's absolutely cemented that as McClurg gets into the paint, not able to let that one go.
Yeah, that shot a little bit too short. Charles now going the other way for the Griffins. Gets it back to Pettit up top. Charles gets it into the post to Cyback, the sophomore from Spain. Charles now once again, 14 on the shot clock. Finds Hill in the corner. Hill dumps to the side back in the post, and the Vulcans triple teaming him in the post. Great dump off inside to Dunn. who gets the easy layup, ties things up at 5.
Yeah, and the triple team just allows them easily to cut underneath the basket. Easy layup and makes this a tie game here in Hamer Hall.
Slaughter gets it to McClurg in the corner. Gets back to Hall up top. Contested 3 for Hall. That one off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Pettit. 3-on-3 the other way. Pettit brings it back up top, slowing things down. Just under 17 left to go here in the first half. Gave time at 5. Charles takes the screen, switched onto Hall. Trying to dump it into the post, stolen away. Nice crossover move by Lucas, who finds McClurg. McClurg's shot no good, but gets fouled. And great transition by the Vulcans, and KJ McClurg is going to go to the line.
It's a testament to the defensive effort of this team. I mean, beautiful play there on the side of Bryson Lucas, able to swat that one away. And I mean, we know this team for being very high octane and fast-moving offense, but I feel like we really need to talk about this defense too.
Yeah, the defense last year, McClurg's first shot hits off the front of the rim, no good. Was the weak part of the team. The Vulcans last year was second in the PSAC in scoring. Had the high octane offense, like you said, but the defense was lacking. But this year, so far, 4th in points per game allowed as McClurg's second shot goes. First in opponent field goal percentage. First in opponent 3-point percentage. Other teams only shooting 38% from the field and 24% from 3. I mean, the defense has been lights out so far. As Hill with a turnaround hook shot gets that one to go, and the Griffins take their first lead 7-6, but the Vulcans now going quickly the other way. Lucas driving baseline, trying to go underneath. That shot no good, but does get fouled on the way up, so Bryson Lucas will make his way to the line. And I want to go back to KJ McClurg really quickly. I know last year, during the second half of the season where he really started to step it up, and I know like you and I were doing a lot of those games where I feel like the biggest difference was his ability to draw contact inside as Lucas makes the first free throw, ties things up at 7. And like having that ability to draw contact, get to the free throw line, to get these easy points, I mean, that makes a difference for a ton of players.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not only the contact, but it's just the well-roundedness player that he is. I mean, he's not only able to get that contact underneath the net, he's able to make those long 3 balls when you need him to. He's able to rebound the ball offensively and defensively, which is very important and a large reason why this team has been so good on the defensive side of the ball.
8-7 Vulcan lead, 3-point shot from the Griffins. That one off the mark, rebounded by Hall. 7 points so far here for Bryson Lucas as Slaughter driving his way inside. Slaughter with the right hand gets that one to go off the glass. Nice finish that time by DJ Slaughter.
Yeah, and I mean, what you get from flashy, you get from efficient from Slaughter. I mean, last year he was probably the most efficient scorer on the team, going for the easy plays rather than the hard ones.
10-7 the score. Drive inside by Pettit, swatted away by Lucas, who finds Hall ahead, and Hall lays it in off the glass, and defense turns to offense. 5-point lead again for the Vulcans, set up by Lucas.
Yeah, sent him to SWAT City, and I was full-on expecting Jermaine to put that confidence dunk down, but instead he takes the easy layup, gets the Vulcans up here now by 5.
Another shot blocked, that time by Collins, but Hill was able to get that one back. Charles working against Lucas, trying to find anything, gets it to Pettit. Pettit pull-up 3-point shot, gets that one to go, cuts the lead to 2.
And I mean, that was a beautiful step-away 3 from Pettit there, and so I'm going to put this game back down to 2-point lead for the Vulcans.
Yeah, Pettit shooting 40% from 3 on the season, and able to knock that one down as Slaughter gets it to Hall in the corner for 3. Jermaine shot too strong, rebounded by Cyback, and the Griffins going once again. Pettit driving his way inside, contested shot in the middle, fouled by Hall on the way up. So Argel Pettit, the 4th, is going to make his way to the line. Substitution for the Griffins after this media timeout. Number 23, Adam Angwafu, is going to be coming into the game. The leading scorer for the Griffins on the season, coming in off the bench. It's not something that you see a whole ton, especially in college basketball.
No, it's not coming, but that doesn't stop him at all. I mean, averaging nearly 30 minutes, and he's still coming off the bench, and he's the leading scorer on this team, averaging 13 points per game. It's absolutely been a dominant offensive force for this Griffin team.
Yeah, and we've talked about Lucas so far, who already has 7 points in this game, and you mentioned how, like, just having that ability has just been just having that back has been such a big step up for the Vulcans. I mean, looking at, like, some of the statistical categories, last season the Vulcans ranked dead last in blocks per game in the conference, just because, like you said, besides Palick, the lack of size was definitely a problem for the Vulcans inside. But so far this season, 2nd in blocks per game, averaging about 4 a game. And that, a lot of it coming off the back of Lucas, who already has 10 blocks on the season, well, 11 now after that one a few minutes ago.
Yeah, and I mean, the other part of that argument is the bench. I mean, this Vulcan team last year was a solid 6 players. You basically had Halleck, Polak, McClurg, and Slaughter and Hall that usually were your main 5. But I mean, now with the additions of Lucas and Collins back on the team, and with the freshmen of Alexander and Antoine Arnett being redshirted, you get some solid size back.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, that Vulcan bench, Dalton Alexander, the freshman, 6'7", Antoine Arnett, 6'6", so the Vulcans have some big hitters off the bench. And like you said, so far this season, they've been doing a lot of it without some of their main pieces. Like from last season, Polak has been unable to play this season. Palak has missed some time. I know today Whitehead, who normally is in the starting lineup, is missing today. So a lot of it, so far the Vulcans have been able to get it done with who they've had, as Pettit makes both free throws, cuts the game to 1.
And now Chestnut Hill is going to start more with a full court press, trying to make sure they keep him strapped, but that's not going to stop him.
Able to break it. The lob by McClurg doesn't go his way, but the Vulcans able to retain it. Finds Hall, who pulls up for 3, and Hall gets that one to go. Scored his 1,000th point against Shepherd the other week. Was able to get his first basket here today. Makes it a 4-point game, 15-11, 14:22 left to go here in the first half. And Guafo trying to work his way in the post. The Vulcans double team. Lucas Collins able to strip that one away, and Collins keeping it himself. Lucas fakes the pass, and Lucas slams it home.
And I mean, that's what's going to happen when you try and focus the ball here in the paint against the Vulcans. This paint defense is absolutely astonishing since coming off of the last year break. And I mean, it's a testament to this defense again, once more. 9
points for Lucas so far. Emphatic performance from him to start the game, as Charles working on the outside, able to find Pettit. 10 on the shot clock. Pettit twisting, turning, looking for options. Charles pulls up for 3. That one way too short. The Vulcans able to secure the ball as Collins now. Slaughter crosses the half court. Able to find Collins again. Collins, jab step, second jab, now driving. Twisting, turning, pulling up. Collins can't get it to go. I mean, he was doing everything right, just couldn't get the shot to go.
Yeah, and again, going back to Chestnut Hill here, they haven't been able to find anything. When they put it down in the post, they get double and triple teamed, then it's an easy steal for the Vulcans, and they just haven't been hitting their shots from the post, which is what they've needed. I mean, the Vulcan defense has been astonishing on the outside this year, but they've needed to stop this ball, and they have.
And Guafo gets another ball stolen away from that time. Slaughter 3-on-2 the other way for the Vulcans. And Slaughter brings it back out, finds Hall, and Hall goes up. Thought he was going to slam that one home, but gets fouled on the way up. 2 free throws on the way for Jermaine Hall Jr. And another time, like you said, where the Vulcans kind of just lure Chestnut Hill in. They let Nguafo back down the smaller opponent in McClurg, send the double team his way, and Nguafo trying to pass it out. Just couldn't get it to anyone, and the Vulcans transition well, get to the line now.
And this is the one player you also don't want making points right now. Jermaine Hall is a confidence player. When this man makes his shots exactly like he does there, he gets himself on fire.
Yeah, when he's on, and substitution for California as Lucas, after a great start, going to get a little bit of a rest into the game. Antoine Arnett, like you said, the redshirted freshman out of Somerdale, New Jersey, coming into this season, having a great start to his career here for California. Had a career high 13 points, 8 rebounds against Shepherd the last time out, as Hall knocks down the pair. Makes it an 8-point game now, 19-11, 12:56 to go.
And Lucas already having 9 points here, so we're around the halfway mark of the first half.
Charles now for the Griffins. Dumps it down to Hill in the post. Hill, turnaround jumper over Hall. That one no good. Collins pulls in the board. The Vulcans flying the other way as Collins works his way inside. Collins with the left hand gets it to go, plus the foul. Zion Collins, it's his first basket. It's going to make his way to the line. And I mean, it just seems so far for the Griffins, who have not been great so far on the season. Coming into this game 1-8, almost dead last in every offense and defensive category in the CACC, have just not been able to keep things going, as Collins knocks down the free throw. Makes it an 11-point game. Substitution. Slaughter goes out of the game. Lucas comes back in. So a big lineup now for California.
Yeah, and as we've seen early on in this game, the Vulcans are definitely taking advantage of the post game and drawing out those fouls. Chestnut Hill already at 5. And it's a testament to this Vulcan team, not only taking advantage of the outside arc, but the inside as well.
Pettit gets it over to Charles. Charles finds Hill up top. Hill, tough drive, and I'm going to call a blocking foul against Hall, and thought Hall maybe was able to get that charge called against him, but the feet were moving a little bit. It's going to be Jermaine's second foul of the game already, and so looks like that's going to force the Vulcans into some changes. Another substitution, number 20, Dalman Alexander, going to make his way into the game. So you thought the lineup was big already. It's going to get even bigger as you now have 6'7", 6'6", and 6'6" on the court for the Vulcans.
Yeah, when 6'3" is small, that's a rare occurrence.
Pass inside, nice kick out. 4-3, that shot too short, and the Vulcans able to secure the board. Arnett able to pull that one in. Like you said, when 6'3" is the shortest on the court, that's usually a problem, as Arnett dumps it into Lucas. Lucas off the glass, no good. Great defensive rebound by the Griffins, as Lucas and Alexander were swarming. Nice drive inside, but that one knocked away, and the Vulcans now with numbers going the other way as Collins brings it across the timeline, gets it to Lucas on the far side. Lucas up top to Collins. Now Arnett working onto the left hand. Arnett's shot too short. Rebounded by Charles. Now the Griffins 3-on-2 the other way. As Nguafo, his shot Euro step off the glass, no good. Alexander pulls in the board, back and forth as Alexander nearly gets that one stripped away.
And there's some important offensive possessions coming up here after the media timeout. If you're the Griffins, you really need to start scoring here if you want to keep this a close game, as the Vulcans lead by 11.
And with that, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back here on CUTV, CUTV Sports 1, and the PSAC Network.
Come on out to the Convocation Center and support men's and women's basketball for the 2023-2024 season. The Vulcans are looking to put the PSAC on notice this year after both teams are picked towards the top of the preseason conference rankings. There will be 13 men's games and 16 women's games at home. Follow calvulcans.com for any update. All games will be live on CUTV Sports 1 and the PSAC Network.
Come out. Our team's going to be very exciting. We have a lot of good players. I think we play the game the right way, very up-tempo. I think we're going to be able to score some points. I think our defense is going to be great. Our guys have great energy.
Come to our games. I think once you get here, you'll really like what you see. I think it's exciting. These players put in a ton of time, a ton of effort to put out a good product on the floor. And like I said, I think it's super exciting, and you'll really want to come back.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Hamer Hall's. The Vulcans with a 22-11 lead, 11:19 left to go here in the first half. And we talked about it a little bit earlier, how we had a lot of high expectations for this Vulcan team this season, because we really saw how they were able to start to put the pieces together at the end of last season. And with the addition of Lucas and Collins back, and the additional additions of a lot of the freshmen, like you said, that coming into this team, it just seems like so far for the Vulcans, there's just so many options that it's everyone else has had difficulty trying to figure out who to stop. Because I mean, McClurg's been excellent, and whenever McClurg's not on, you have Hall, you have Lucas, you have Collins, you have Whitehead, and when Palak's back, you'll have him as well, and you'll have Polak when he comes back. And so there's just so many players for this Vulcans team that it's just no one has been able to find an answer. And so far, the Griffins haven't either. As Collins up top, able to find Lucas on the near side, dumps it into Arnett in the post. That finds Collins back up top. 9 on the shot clock. McClurg trying to work. Step back shot from McClurg. That one too short. Rebounded by Charles. The Griffins now trying to go the other way as Lee checked into the game for Chestnut Hill. Come on, Lee, the freshman of Sayreville, New Jersey, looking for some help. Able to find Nguafo on the far side. Nguafo losing his dribble, nearly loses it out of bounds, able to keep that one alive. 8 on the shot clock now. Time running out as Charles gets it to sideback, who has a turnaround three-point shot off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Alexander.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, like, this was the case last year too, where almost every player on this Vulcan offense and defensive side of the ball could just turn on whenever they wanted. Like you mentioned, it was either Palak, it was Polak, it was Hall. No matter who it was, if one of them was off, one of them was on.
Collins gets it to Lucas on the near side. Lucas trying to dump it into Arnett. That pass a little bit too high, but the Griffins able looking to take advantage now as Nguafa working his way inside. Tough shot off the glass, no good. The Vulcans have some numbers as Lucas in transition, able to find Alexander. Alexander high flying off the glass, gets that one to go and gets his first basket.
Yeah, and I mean, the freshman's been important coming off the bench here, 8 minutes, been able to take away some of those foul minutes that sometimes you need to take away. He's been very solid on the defensive side of the ball, and it's easy dumping here for the Vulcans as they lead now by 13.
Nguafa gets the screen from Cyback. Nguafa now working up top against Alexander. Nguafa loses his dribble again. Great hands by the Vulcans. 3-on-1 the other way. Arnett trying to find Collins. Great defense by the Griffins as a blocked up top by Lucas, but a foul. That time is just a second out to breathe as there's a couple players going up for it. That was number 3, Dylan Majors, going up for the shot. It's going to be Alexander charged with a foul. Team's 3rd foul of the half, and that's going to send Majors to the line.
And the Griffins have now been able to take advantage of the post play, which I know was something that I mentioned was something that was going to be very much taken advantage of, as the Griffins might have taken a timeout here. Not sure.
There was whistle blowing. There was definitely some frustrations by Adam Nguafa on the far side. And that's going to be a technical foul called against Nguafa. His first foul and the team's 6th foul of the half. And he looked a bit angry. He's getting a talking to over there by his coaching staff. And like we said, it's not something you really see. The team's leading scorer out of Elkridge, Maryland, coming off the bench, 13 points, 13.5 points, 5.3 rebounds. Since he's been coming off the bench, averaging 14 points, 5 rebounds, 2.5 assists, and almost 2 blocks a game since he started coming off the bench. And I mean, he's been doing great, but just kind of venting those frustrations as McClurg takes the technical free throws for the Vulcans, able to knock down the first.
And this is, if you are the Griffins, this is the complete opposite of what you needed. You needed a momentum play to start to get you back in this game, and just letting the frustrations get a hold of it, and allows McClurg to make the one technical foul here, and you're going to get the ball back.
Vulcans now 2-touchdown lead, 25-11. As the ball swings back to the other side, Majors now with the free throw attempts off from the foul. And like you said, that is a probably worst case scenario if you're the Griffins, because you just needed anything to kind of just claw your way back, and having a foul like that definitely does not, just kind of swings things further into the Vulcans' favor. But Majors knocks down the first, knocks down the second, cuts the lead down to 12. 9:14 left to go here in the first half. 25-13 is the score. Slaughter back into the game, commanding the Vulcan offense. McClurg able to get it to Slaughter, but Slaughter getting double teamed. Slaughter getting tripped up. Majors and Emo for the Griffins swarming around the ball, and that 7th foul of the half, that'll send the Vulcans into the bonus. So Slaughter to the line to shoot 1-and-1.
Yeah, and they negated the technical free throw on the side of McClurg there, even actually getting another point up there on the free throws, and that was a solid defensive possession on the side of the Griffins too, which is exactly what they start to need to go forward here. I mean, they need a bit of everything to go their way if they're going to crawl back from this 12-point deficit, but I think it's a good start.
Slaughter unable to knock down the first free throw, so negates the 1-and-1. 25-13 still to score. Emo now for the Griffins. Dribbles it off his foot, able to recover. Able to get it to Majors. Majors going to get called for the travel. Just some mental mistakes here in the last couple of minutes by the Griffins, which is definitely not what you want if you're trying to get your way back into the game. Collins checks back into the game. Alexander to the bench. But we've seen so far that the Griffins not afraid to go strength for strength against the Vulcans, able to just try to bring it to him as Lucas with the ball going for the pump fake, loses control of it, and a fight for it. It's going to go off of his hand, out of play, as it was him and Lee on the ground struggling for it, and that one's going to go Chestnut Hill's way.
Yeah, exactly. It's what I mentioned last possession. It's just they need that defensive effort to come out in strength here now, and they need to attack that post again. The Vulcans, the further on it goes in this half, have been showing signs of weakness here.
Majors pass stolen away by Lucas. Lucas up top to Arnett, who throws it home.
You know, I just had to mention something about the defense starting to fail, and then, I mean, Arnett just put them in Lob City.
proving you wrong. 27-13 the score now. Lucas to Arnett. Lucas doing it all so far in this game as Majors driving inside. Some contact on the way through. Foul's going to stay on the floor, and that'll take us to another immediate timeout with 7:58 left to go. I mean, so far in this game, Bryson Lucas, that's his first foul of the game. 9 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, 2 steals. I mean, he's done everything so far, filling up the stat sheet for California so far.
I mean, we talked about this earlier. If one player's not going off, it's the other. And if it's not the other, it's the other. I mean, no matter who you have on this team, you no longer have just a 6-man lineup. It's now a 9-man rotation where you could easily put one of these guys in and count on them to score some points for you.
You have 9 quality starting players for the Vulcans on this team. And, I mean, there's only so many minutes to go around. So it is, I don't envy Coach Sankum and the rest of the coaching staff at all trying to work out the best possible combination, because I don't think there is one. I mean, so far this season, like I said, they've been missing a lot of their key pieces sporadically throughout the season, and they still are not. Like, you could ask Coach, I don't think they would even consider themselves full strength. Obviously not, but like, once they're full strength, I don't know what you do with this lineup, because so far in this game, 53% from the field, 40% from 3, and they've just been unreal to start this game and to start this season.
Yeah, and I mean, the defensive side of the ball is also just absolutely insane. I know we were talking about this earlier. The Vulcans holding their opponents to, I think it was like a 28% from 3 across the season. And I mean, you see it in this game. Chestnut Hill's gone 1 for 8 from the 3-point line this game.
Yeah, on the season, the Vulcans giving up 69.5 points per game, which would rank them 4th in the PSAC. They rank 1st in field goal percentage allowed, 37.9% from the field, 24.6% from 3. This game's Chestnut Hill, 23.5% from the field, 12.5% from 3. So the Vulcans keeping those numbers high, as it's going to be Charles working baseline, trying to go up and under. Can't get that one to go. Offensive rebound. That shot isn't able to go. The Vulcans fastly going the other way. McClure gets that one stripped away from nice hands that time by Lee. And Lee losing control of it. The Vulcans want a travel called, as looks like may have been some foul play in there, as Lee now able to get his handle back. Gets it down into the post to Emo. Nice pass inside. Able to find Charles, who's able to crowd that one back. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Charles working his way inside. Swatted away by Arnett. And I mean, if it's not Lucas swatting it away, it's Arnett. And that time, 5th block of the season for Antoine Arnett, who sends that one out of bounds. 2 seconds left on the shot clock here for Chestnut Hill, as Pettit going to come back into the game.
And I was gonna say some great stuff about Lee and how he's been making the Vulcans have to shuffle the ball further out in the outside, but
Syback can't get the shot to go. Great inbounds play, but just can't convert, as Slaughter now going quickly the other way, driving inside, reverse layup, gets the spin on it too. Are you kidding me? DJ Slaughter gets another one, sends the Vulcan lead to 16 with 7 minutes left to go, and Chestnut Hill. They played Seton Hill yesterday. Chestnut Hill going to take a timeout.
Wrong Griffins.
I mean, they're all the Griffins. They played yesterday where Chestnut Hill suffered an 87-70 loss.
I don't envy their play-by-play announcer. Who do you call the Griffins?
Yeah, they're all the Griffins. They all have Hill on their name. It's
too confusing.
It is, yeah. Too many Hills, too many Griffins, too many Cooks. It is just, like I said, I wouldn't envy that those teams in that situation at all. But just like I said, not a great start for the Griffins this season. Their worst start since 2017-2018, because they've had a pretty decent last couple of seasons. But like I said, starting off 1-8 so far. That 17-18 season, they started the season off 1-14. So hopefully they're able to pick up a win here through amongst the rest of those games, so they don't repeat that same feat. But Griffins now with possession of the ball coming out of that timeout. Now under 7 to go here in the first half of play. The Vulcans with a commanding 16-point lead. Pettit now for the Griffins. Trying to dump it down low into Syback. Kick ball going to be called. Lucas trying to say that it came off of a hand.
Yeah, I don't know if that caught the full extent of McClurg's foot, which I believe that's who they think the offending party was. I thought he could have tipped his hand on it as well, but doesn't really matter now.
Nice inbound play again, and the Vulcans cannot defend it, and that's Hill getting his first, or getting in basket here, and off of that inbounds pass Slaughter. able to get it over to Collins, and the defensive intensity from the Griffins starting to pick up as Arnett, this full court, cross court pass to McClurg. Hot potato from the Vulcans as McClurg now gets the ball, working his way inside. Jump ball going to be called. Great defense by Chestnut Hill on the inside, is just throwing everyone his way. It was Dunn was able to force the jump ball, and the possession arrow pointing into the Griffins' way, and so Griffins get a defensive stop.
Yeah, and I mean, that's like I was talking about. They needed the defensive effort there at first, and now they have it. Now they just need to put the offensive pressure on the offensive side of the ball.
Charles driving baseline, loses control of the ball, and McClurg comes up with it. The Vulcans able to get the possession right back as we're under 6 minutes left to go here in the first half. Collins on the near side. Finds Slaughter up top, pump fake. Able to find McClurg. Lucas now, Collins. Collins pulls up for three. Collins' shot no good. Rims up and off the rim. Thought he had that one, but doesn't get the favorable bounce. Pull up three from Pettit on the far side. That one too short. Strong rebound by Arnett, who's able to pull that one down in the Vulcans. Now quickly going the other way with Collins. Nice crossover move to get himself inside. Shot off the glass, no good, but Collins, fouled in the process, will make his way to the line.
Now, a small thing here, I don't know if you noticed this, but starting center for the women's basketball team, Deja Terrell, I believe, just like dropped a slice of pizza or something on the other end of the court from where Zion Collins is here going to be taking his shots.
Yeah.
Something to watch out for, because that could be a bit dangerous.
Collins can get the first one to go, and a bit unusual in this season. One of the better shooters for this Vulcan team. 50% from the field, only about 27% from the three-point line, but shooting about 58% from the line, which is a bit uncharacteristic from him. Normally one of the better shooters all around, but he is able to get the second shot to go. 15-point lead now for the Vulcans, 30-15. Dunn able to find Charles in the corner. Gets it back up to Pettit up top. Pettit working his way inside, gets that one blocked away by Arnett, and the Vulcans have 2-on-1 the other way, and Slaughter going to take control of that one, and Slaughter going to finish it on the other end, and 17-point lead now for the Vulcans.
And, I mean, this Griffin offense just can't figure it out. They can't make their shots from the outside arc. They're 1 for 9 right now from the outside. When they put it in the post, it still gets swatted away or it gets stolen. They really cannot figure anything out here.
Hill showing off great footwork, just trying to spin around. Side back driving inside, loses control of it, but it's going to be a blocking foul, called against KJ McClurg. And it looks like, again, McClurg looked like he did everything right there. Got inside, got into place, but maybe just a bit too late. It's going to be his first, the team's fifth. And Alejandro Redondo, sideback, winner of today's name game, going to make his way to the free throw line, shooting 86% on the season. I mean, one of the leading scorers on this team, has not had too much of an impact in this game, but coming into today's game, 51% from the field, 45% from three, 86% from the line as a 6'8" center is not something you see too often.
Yeah, well, I mean, usually you see that starting lineup for your Vulcans from Keith Pallick. Even though I believe he is in shorter, if I remember correctly.
But sideback able to make the second, cuts the lead to half, 32-16. And the Griffins playing off his press, and Slaughter trying to find Collins, left that one a bit too high for him. I mean, can't really blame him. So many tall players on the team. That one, when you're trying to throw it to Collins, who's, like you said, 6'4", he's not very short, but when you have like 6'8" on the roster, they're usually those ones. That height was perfect for them, but for Collins, a little bit too far out of his reach now, as the Griffins looking to cut into this lead. If you can make it single digits before halftime, I mean, anything can happen. As Hill, turnaround shot, no good. Arnett pulls in the board. Arnett gets fouled on trying to get his feet back down. A bit unfortunate that time from Hill, I think, and believe still going to be 1-and-1 free throws for the Vulcans after the team's 9th foul. And that's going to be an immediate timeout, and that's going to be another commercial break from us. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here on CUTV Sports 1 and the PSAC Network.
Are you a Penn West California student looking to get involved in media? You have 2 great choices, and for both, all majors are welcome. CUTV is the home for Vulcan sports. Be a part of 80-plus live games both home and on the road. We're looking for announcers, camera operators, graphic operators, and much more. There are also opportunities to develop your own shows. Go to our YouTube page, CUTV Sports 1, and see all of the content. WCAL Radio gives you the opportunity to play your music and develop your own show. Be heard locally over the air in a 40-mile radius and worldwide online. That's 91.9 FM, Power 92. SAI Media of CUTV and WCAL. Get out, join up, be seen, and be heard.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Hamer Hall, where the Vulcans have a commanding 16-point lead, 32-16, over the Chestnut Hill Griffins. After that media timeout, it's going to be Antoine Arnett at the line to shoot free throws for the Vulcans. The red-shirted freshman out of Somerdale, New Jersey, a product of Sterling High School. First free throw up and good. Like I said, red-shirted freshman last year, so I'm on the roster, but obviously unable to play. But so far this season, like I said, it's been a great addition to this Vulcan team. Is Arnett able to knock down the pair? Sends the lead to 18, biggest lead of the game so far here for California. A 3:55 left to play in the first half.
Yeah, and a lot of this offense has come from the defense. They've been able to force those turnovers, from the side of the Griffins and force them into their own offensive end of the zone.
Dunn trying to work inside. Kick ball going to be called, and like you said, just the defense has been all over the place. Vulcan 7 points off of turnovers so far in this game. 6 steals for California. 5 blocks in the game already for the Vulcans. Like you said, good defense leads to good offense. And smart heads-up play that time by Charles. Avoids the violation by just throwing it off of the leg of Collins. Resetting himself and the Griffins to run another inbound play. Charles just needs to get it in. Tries to throw it off of Collins' legs and somehow works out as it falls straight back to him. And the Griffins luck out that time, but Hill pump fake. Trying to spin, going baseline now. Hill, nice work to get inside and nice job to get that shot to go.
Yeah, Arnett turns in far too much and allows him to just easily turn on the outside of his body, go in there closer to the net. That's an easy 2 points for the Griffins.
Lucas, who had a hot start, has been a bit quiet over the last couple of minutes or so. Now has the ball in his hands. Gets it back to Collins up top. Vulcan offense. Arnett gets it inside to Lucas, and Lucas is able to throw that one off the glass. And like I said, I just said he was going a little bit quiet, but once again, having to prove us wrong. First double-digit score of the night. 11 points now for Bryson Lucas.
Yeah, and I mean, they've been doing that all game. They've been proving us wrong. We say one thing that they've been lacking in, they almost immediately make up for. And again, it's testament to the offensive-defensive side of this ball.
Hill, turnaround shot, tough over KJ McClurg, able to get that one to go and able to cut the lead back to 16. And Chestnut Hill showing some sparks of some good offense, but just has not been able to do it consistently in this game. As Lucas, spin move, fakes a spin move, but loses his dribble, kicks it back out to McClurg. McClurg pull up from 3, and I mean, no doubt about it, KJ McClurg knocks that one down. Been a quiet game so far here from McClurg, but 5 points now for him and 19-point lead now for the Vulcans.
Yeah, and Zion Collins had an inside cut there that Lucas could have taken advantage of, but able to feed that back out to McClurg, and the Magic Man himself, easy 3 points here and extends the lead, 19.
Slaughter gets it to Lucas in the post. Nice pass to McClurg, pump fake. McClurg inside, can't get it to go. Looks like he got all the angles just right. Had to contort himself in the air, but just couldn't get the finish. A fan behind us said, "Oh my God," he's right, because KJ McClurg almost did some insane stuff with the ball, but it's now Charles able to get it to Dunn. Dunn trying to go baseline, loses control of it. Comes off of Collins out of play. 11 left on the shot clock here for the Griffins.
Yeah, and I mean, that was almost another beautiful feed there from Lucas to McClurg, and he's able to finagle the ball up in the middle of the air. Not able to get it to finish, though, but At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter as the Vulcans are up 19 here, but putting the defensive pressure up on them.
Pettit, contested mid-range shot, can't get it to go. Offensive board, swatted away by Arnett. Second chance, can't get it to go. Arnett pulls down the board, able to pass it off before it's going to be a travel. Lucas now finds McClurg in the corner for three. McClurg knocks it down. From when it goes from bad to worse for Chestnut Hill. Arnett with the swat, Arnett with the rebound. Lucas finds McClurg, and McClurg knocks down another 8 on the afternoon for him. It's 2 back-to-back threes in the last couple of possessions. Now we're under a minute to go here in the first half. 22-point lead for California as Charles able to find Hill. Dunn, pull-up 3. Too strong, and the Vulcans can slow things down to just about a 6-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Looks like the Vulcans going to take a timeout with 30.8 seconds left. And again, I don't think there's anything else we can say about KJ McClurg. I mean, unreal last season, has been phenomenal this season. The last time out against Shepherd in their win, 20 points, 7 rebounds, shot 75% from the field, and played 40 minutes in that game.
I mean, what else is there to say about it?
I need the man's cardio routine because that is not an easy 40 minutes against Shepherd.
I could do 2 minutes maybe. 2 minutes maximum. I'm on that court and I'm dead.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it. Like I said, they were able to get that win. The team as a whole in that game against Shepherd shot 50% from the field and shot 47% from 3, which the numbers, it seems a little bit crazy because it was only a 3-point win, 73-70. But like you said, they've dominated so far. Even in the close games, it's been a close domination where they've just had the control the entire time, but Shepherd just kind of able to fight back in the last couple of minutes and close things up. But so far this season, the Vulcans has just been a new breed of beast as McClurg now 16 on the shot clock. Passing it back and forth with Slaughter. McClurg gets it to Arnett. Arnett, cross-court pass to Lucas, able to find Collins in the corner for 3. Collins gets that one to go. Great offensive ball movement from the Vulcans. 5 seconds left on the clock. Charles needs to get something up. The Griffins can't get one to go before the buzzer. And that's going to be the end of the first half here at Hamer Hall. Vulcans 45, the Griffins 20. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back for the second half between California and Chestnut Hill right here on CUTV, CUTV Sports 1, and the PSAC Network.
Come on out to the Convocation Center and support men's and women's basketball for the 2023-2024 season. The Vulcans are looking to put the PSAC on notice this year after both teams are picked towards the top of the preseason conference rankings. There will be 13 men's games and 16 women's games at home. Follow calvulcans.com for any update. All games will be live on CUTV Sports 1 and the PSAC Network.
Come out. Our team's going to be very exciting. We have a lot of good players. I think we play the game the right way, very up-tempo. I think we're going to be able to score some points. I think our defense is going to be great. Our guys have great energy.
Come to our games. I think once you get here, you'll really like what you see. I think it's exciting. These players put in a ton of time, a ton of effort to put out a good product on the floor. And like I said, I think it's super exciting, and you'll really want to come back.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Hamer Hall for the start of the second half between the Chestnut Hill Griffins and the California Vulcans. The Vulcans with a 25-point lead, 45-20 the score after the first half. Taking a look at some stats, I mean, like you said, it's been complete and total domination. I think what really stands out to me, the Vulcans shooting 60% from the field, 55.6% from three-point range. I mean, it's been unreal compared to the 22.6% for the Griffins from the field and the 9.1% from three. The Vulcans have been able to lock it down.
Yeah, they've been forcing the ball to go to the inside of the paint, which on the few possessions that they aren't able to stop them and they break the post game, they've been able to easily steal the ball away and convert those steals and those blocks into points. And like I said earlier, the offense has mostly been tied to this defense. California's had 6 blocks in the first half alone, 6 steals in the first half alone. And I mean, well, the defensive effort on the side of the Griffins has definitely improved, but it hasn't been enough to stop this Vulcan offense.
Yeah, and also the Vulcan offense as well. It's just been moving so fluidly. 10 assists so far in this half already for the Vulcans. Coming into today's game, the Vulcans average about 14 assists a game, which would rank them 4th in the conference. And then some players to talk about. Bryson Lucas in that first half, 11 points. 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and a block. I mean, just doing absolutely everything. Shooting 4 for 6 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3. Made both of his free throws. I mean, he did absolutely everything in that first half.
I mean, what else is there to say? Like, we were talking to our producer Gary Smith at the halftime about this. It's like there's not much else we could say. I mean, this Vulcan team has just been absolutely destroying not only just Chestnut Hill, but every team they come across against. I mean, that last game they had against Shepherd, that might have been an OT win, but as we mentioned, that was a very close, dominant game. Everybody individually was doing their exact role, and as a team, they were very solid. And I mean, they're ranked 24th in the nation, 24th across all Division II basketball for a reason. This is a very good team.
Yeah, I'm glad that they're getting the recognition that they deserve. And like I said, it's been super difficult to for them so far, and or in the previous years, but this year so far, it has just been such a terrific start. And like you said during the break, we're like, man, we really don't know what to talk about, just because we just keep talking about how good they are, just because they have been. There's nothing else to talk about. Everyone has done their part, and I mean, I think that's what I know Coach Sangam talks a lot about. It's just they've all been able to grow together. They've been able to work together. And last year they were just so young, so raw, so inexperienced. But with the return of Collins and the return of Lucas, with another year of experience from everyone on the roster and the additions of everyone else, it has just been a complete night and day turnaround for this Vulcan team.
I think one of the biggest things is that if you have a game where Coach Sankum is absolutely screaming his head off, it's going to be a very good win, a very good game. And I mean, I don't want to say he's been screaming all game, but there have been a few plays where he hasn't been particularly happy about.
Vulcan started the ball on offense, able to get the first basket on some great moves. Great drive that time by Hill, able to answer back. But again, a great ball move for the Vulcans on the first possession of the half. McClurg now driving inside, able to get to his spot, and McClurg able to finish. Double-digit points now for him.
And, I mean, Neil Hill's been the unsung hero of this Griffin offense. Sorry for my voice crack there. He's been getting down in the post, making those dirty plays. And not only from the inside, but from the outside, he's been seeing his teammates from the outside of the arc and passing the ball very well.
Hill now with the ball, able to get it inside to Cyback. Hands it off to Pettit. Pettit, nice pump fake, finds Hill inside. Hill now turnaround jumper over top of Hall, and Hill gets that one to go.
And like I just mentioned, he's been finding that ball on the inside. There was a nice little play there. And the Griffins coming out the gate early here with the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, 15 points now for Hill, had 11 in that first half. Collins able to find Hall on the far side. Hall, nice jab step to create some space. Three-point shot, no good. Rebounded this time by Pettit. Pettit able to find Hill. Chestnut Hill swinging the rock around the top of the key. Cyback on the inside now hands it off to Dunn. Dunn able to get it over to Charles. Charles dumps it down low to Cyback. Cyback backing down, turning around, gets that one, able to slip it over to Hill, who pulls up for three. That one way too short. Dunn underneath. The Vulcans are going to be able to keep the possession as they had the ball before the shot clock expired, as Collins now nice crossover moves, able to get inside to his spot, and Collins fouled on the way up. That time Pettit going to get charged with it. Quick first foul of the half, this time by Chestnut Hill.
And they really need to start being careful here. They really can't keep taking these fouls. That's now Pettit's third of the game. Dunn has 2 on him. They can't keep taking these fouls if the game keeps going on.
Yeah, that first half, the Vulcans shot 14 free throws compared to the 6 of Chestnut Hill. So a big discrepancy in the free throw department, just because the Vulcans have been able to get inside so much, and going to be a substitution as Dunn going to check out of the game for the Griffins. Into the game will be Kamal Lee, number 4. Collins misses the first, makes the second. 50-point now here for the Vulcans. Don't know why I said it like that. 50-24 now. 17:45 left to go here in the second half of play. Vulcans commanding so far all throughout the game. Pettit going baseline. Great recovery on defense that time, and great awareness by Collins. Able to come over, help McClurg out, poke that one out of play.
Yeah, you saw him moving to the inside of the post, easily able to position himself near the baseline and stop that ball from going on the inside and push it out of bounds.
Hill able to find Lee. Pettit able to find Hill inside of Hill, trying to dump it off. Bouncing around, but the Griffins able to get it. And the floater that time by Charles, able to get it to go, and the Vulcans quickly going the other way. Lucas, nice pass to Hall. Hall getting double teamed. Nice pass to find Slaughter cutting inside. He dumps it off to Lucas. Lucas, one dribble off the glass and goes. Great ball movement and just heads up awareness from this Vulcan team. I mean, they've been able to just make the extra pass and get it to the best possible shot.
And it's the offensive tempo, too. They can do these slow, drawn-out plays and get the points, and they can do the quick ones. I mean, you saw Zion Collins was down that court in less than 2 seconds.
Yeah, and you thought that Lucas would have taken it the first chance, but pump fakes, passes it off, and able to get it to go. And nearly able to find Collins. In fact, he does. Collins keeps it alive. Great threading the needle pass. McClurg, nice step back, showing off the bag a little bit. The Vulcans maintain possession. McClurg pump fake, step back 3 in Lee's face. Gets it to go once again. Another triple for KJ McClurg. 13 points now here for the Vulcans.
I mean, again, it's just he can go everywhere on the court. You put him on the inside, he breaks his defender and draws a foul. You put him on the outside, he gets a three-pointer. Put him at the free throw line. It's just no matter where you put him on the offensive side of the ball, he's one of the best players in this PSAC West, PSAC in general, just because of that.
Yeah, and like you say, he's just so dangerous because you have to respect the outside shot, because if you don't, he'll make it, and when you do, he's able to pump fake, just blow right by you, work inside, draw contact, get a foul, makes the shots inside, does everything. The Griffins now trying to answer back. Hill shooting over top of Lucas, can't get the shot to go, but they're going to call Lucas for the foul.
And a part of McClurg's game that I think also goes unsung is his defense on the individual level. I mean, a lot of times you see these offensive players and you think of them as offensive players, and you don't really recognize that they can do what they need to do on the defensive side of the ball. And McClurg's the complete opposite. He can do everything on the side of the ball, the defense and the offense.
Yeah, you see those offensive juggernauts, especially in the NBA. I know, like, historically, you think of players like James Harden or players like that where they put so much effort on the offensive end of the ball that they don't put a ton on the defensive end, and because of that, it's a bit of a weakness in their game. But McClurg, so far in this season, has proven and has done not only this season but last season as well, just that he can do it on both ends of the floor consistently at a high level, and it's made the Vulcans a better team. Hill made the second half of the free throws, 28-point game. I cannot count. As Hall now backing down inside, tough fadeaway shot off the top of the backboard, rebounded by the Griffins.
Yeah, and that's Jermaine's shot. He loves getting in the post there, backing down his defender and taking that fade away. And if it's not that, it's the outside 3 from the corner.
3-point shot from Pettit off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Lucas. I think that time Hall just maybe didn't quite know where he was at on the court. It's a bit of a uncharacteristic miss as Lucas Nice crossover moves, pull-up jumper, no good. Rebounded by Hill. And the Griffins quickly now going the other way with Charles now. Charles gets it up top to Hill. Hill with the drive and the spin. Looking for some help. Able to get it off to Pettit. Pettit trying to dump it inside. Great hands by the Vulcans, who throws it ahead to Hall. Hall keeps it alive, but throws it into the on-waiting arms of Charles, trying to find Slaughter. Great recovery from Hall, but Charles, good defense. Going to be a foul called as Charles, nice crossover move, tried to pull up for the shot, got swatted on the way through. That one, I believe, is going to go against Hall. That's going to be that one's going to go against McClurg. It's going to be a 2-shot free throw after this immediate timeout. It's going to be McClurg's second. And 14:45 left to go here in the second half, excuse me. And the Vulcans still as dominant as ever. I mean, maybe a little bit slower out of the gates in this half, but still they've been able to keep the Griffins in check so far, and it's just been a all-around great performance from California.
Yeah, and it's a true message when going toe-to-toe with this team, or coming out of the gate slow, is still going basket for baskets. I mean, the thing is, on the offensive side of the ball, they're still scoring. They're still making these baskets, just having a few defensive lapses on the side of the ball. And I mean, on that the last possession before the media timeout, you saw that Zion Collins just throws the ball a little too far ahead of Jermaine, but he's able to rebound it or recoil himself and get the ball back, but he's just not able to find it. And it's a small mistake, but if you're the Vulcans, you can make these small mistakes since you're nearly 20, 30 points ahead of them now.
Yeah, I think
actually almost 30. They're up 28 now.
Yeah, I think the thing that really like stands out for me in those instances is even with having such a commanding lead, the Vulcans are still putting out 300% effort on these plays. I mean, Hall is nearly running into the wall trying to save the ball that was nearly going out of play. I mean, I just did a insane rhyme scheme there. Just flow it like off the cuff. But
a lot of that's because of the veteran leadership, though. I mean, guys like Jermaine have been taught by Coach Sankum, and they've been these high-octane effort players where every play isn't just 100%. It's 300. You're going 3 times the amount of effort you would ever put into a game. And that's a lot due to Zion Collins and Jermaine Hall and the captains of this team.
Yeah, and like you said, Collins and Hall, they've been here for a bit, so they've been able to see some great Vulcans players. I know, like, especially Brent Pegram and Philip Olsen just showing you how to play the game correctly, and they've been here, they've seen how players like of that caliber play, and have been able to instill that type of mindset in the young guys on this team, and it's been a world of difference. As Hall checked out of the game, Arnett came back in, Collins pulls up for 3, that one doesn't go. Rebounded by Hill. Hill able to find Lee ahead quickly. Lee can't get the shot to go. They're going to call a goaltend, as Lucas may have got a piece of it on the way down.
Yeah, and just too much of the big body. That's the thing, is that I know I mentioned earlier that Bryson Lucas is a big body and it's a great defensive effort, but sometimes that high blocking sense that you have just gets in your brain too much, and it's a goaltend that they want back.
Collins now for the Vulcans, trying to take him into this offense. Lee playing some disturbing defense on Collins. Lucas pump fake, getting double teamed, able to find Collins inside. Step back mid-range from Collins, smooth, able to get that one down. 27-point lead now here for the Vulcans, restored. Another basket by Zion Collins.
Yeah, and it's been the smooth shot from Collins so far in the second half. He's been able to find that basket, which he's struggling a bit with in the first half.
And Collins is just in terms of an aesthetic standpoint, one of the most smooth and pure jump shots on the team. Just looks so good coming out every time, as Lee takes the screen, gets the switch onto Arnett. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Nice crossover move. Able to find Pettit, who pulls up for 3. Pettit, too strong off the top of the backboard, out of play. Vulcan's going to make a double substitution here. It's going to be Slaughter and Lucas out of the game. Hall and Alexander back into the game.
You know, Johnny, that was just another example of the three-point shooting just not going for Chestnut Hill. They're 1 for 14. I believe they have not made a three-pointer since the beginning of the game, and it's been a lockdown of this defense.
Yeah, I think they've missed 13 straight. Hall nearly loses it, but able to get that one back, able to find Arnett in the corner. Arnett, nice cross-court pass to find McClurg. McClurg loses the handle on it. McClurg going to trip up Charles in the transition. More intense defense by Chestnut Hill here.
Yeah, and I mean, it's what I mentioned is that this defense has definitely come back to play here. As I believe Slaughter is going to be checked back into the game from McClurg here. Probably is going to be taken out due to foul watch.
Yeah, picked up his 3rd foul there, and even though the Vulcans have a nice commanding lead, if Chestnut Hill is able to rally some sort of comeback, you want to make sure that KJ McClurg is available down the stretch. So just taking him out with the 3 fouls just to kind of preserve him when you need him for the end of the game if it comes down to it. But 3rd foul of the half for California. 57-30 is the score, 12:55 left to go. Charles now at the top of the key. Able to find Nguafo. Nguafo in the post. Able to find Pettit up top. Pettit, nice crossover moves. Gets that one blocked away by Collins. The Vulcans 3-on-1 the other way. Hall able to find Arnett, and Arnett able to lay that one home.
Yeah, I mean, this is the big advantage of having big bodies on offense is now that they're able to maneuver the ball, and you don't even need to lob the ball. What we need to do is be able to get those passes high up so that even if you make a mistake, those big bodies can make up for it.
Nice find on the other end, and Collins able to get that one to go. Jermaine Hall Jr. playing quarterback that time and just throws it all the way down the court for Collins to finish off, and that's going to be a timeout. 31-point lead for California, 61-30, 12:09 left to go here in the second half. And that's going to be the timeout from them. Going to be the second media timeout, but we're going to stay here. And like I said, on the offense, when you just have such big bodies like that, it doesn't even need to be a lob that slams them. It just needs to be a pass high enough where only your player can get it, and only your player can go up and get it. And so far, the Vulcans have been able to do that, and Chestnut Hill has just not been able to do anything about it at all.
Yeah, and you don't need your power forwards and your centers to be 6'10", 300 pounds. The thing...
It would be nice, but...
Oh, yeah, no, you could still be amazing no matter what. But the thing is, like, with the Vulcans is that they have these taller, lanky players, and because of that, it opens up so much offensive play. I mean, you've noticed that when they don't push that ball out to the 3, they're able to maneuver that ball so easily within the post. They don't even need to back down their defensive opposites. They could just throw the ball around, and it's easy layups on the side of the Vulcans' offense. And if you don't want layups, you got the opportunities for your 3-point shots too. KJ McClurg and Cam Polak, who hasn't played at all this year, but still 2 very solid options on the outside arc that you can throw the ball to if you want to. And this Vulcan offense, no matter what end it is, you want them on the outside, you put them on the inside, you want to put in the mid-range. They got it all.
And so far in this half, shooting 63.6% from the field. Last season, the most shots the Vulcans had, the most block shots the Vulcans had in a game was against Seton Hill all the way back in September. They had 5 blocks. They have 7 blocks here today already. So already well past that mark here. Hill twisting and turning around, trying to find any option, getting triple teamed to the Vulcans, come up with another steal. Collins now pushing the tempo a bit. Slaughter getting guarded very tightly by Lee. Slaughter nearly loses control, but able to get that one back, and Slaughter going to get bailed out a little bit there. Almost lost control of it again. Going to get called for the foul, and there's going to be a technical on the back end as Lee, venting the frustration, just slams the ball into the ground. So 2 quick fouls back to back. The first for the reach-in foul, second one for the technical. And again, anything that I think worst possible scenario for Seton Hill, because that is absolutely not what you want.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they've been solid on the defensive side of the ball, but again, it's just you let the frustrations out. First, it was Nguafo, I believe, said a few words that he wasn't meant to, and that was a technical foul earlier. And now Lee lets out some of those frustrations, and it's not what you want, especially if you want to mount this comeback.
Yeah, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here on CTV, CTV Sports 1, and the PSAC Network.
Come on out to the Convocation Center and support men's and women's basketball for the 2023-2024 season. The Vulcans are looking to put the PSAC on notice this year after both teams are picked towards the top of the preseason conference rankings. There will be 13 men's games and 16 women's games at home. Follow calvulcans.com for any update. All games will be live on CUTV Sports 1 and the PSAC network.
Come out. Our team's going to be very exciting. We have a lot of good players. I think we play the game the right way, very up-tempo. I think we're going to be able to score some points. I think our defense is going to be great. Our guys have great energy.
Come to our games. I think once you get here, you'll really like what you see. I think it's exciting. These players put in a ton of time, a ton of effort to put out a good product on the floor. And like I said, I think it's super exciting, and you'll really want to come back.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Hamer Hall. The Vulcans with a 31-point lead over the Chestnut Hill Griffins, 61-30. 11:40 left to go here in the second half of play. The Vulcans coming out of this media timeout will be shooting some technical free throws after Kamal Lee Tech was called. But while we have a second, we'll talk about a bit of the upcoming CUTV schedule for the next couple of weeks. Women's basketball this Tuesday versus Fairmont State here on CUTV. And the following day, men's basketball faces off against Wheeling. And the Vulcans have a little bit of time off for both teams before next Monday, the 18th. Both teams facing off against Shippensburg here in the Convocation Center. And then Tuesday, both teams facing off against Lock Haven as well as Hall. Bit of a missed opportunity to miss both of the technical free throws. And again, a bit uncharacteristic as Hall, usually one of the better shooters in general and free throw shooters for that matter on the team, and misses both on the technical shots.
Yeah, and at this stage in the game, you don't really need to make them. Just be nice.
Collins, nice moves to work his way inside. Going to get fouled on the way up. One's going to be a foul against number 24, Donald James Imo. Collins going to head back to the line to shoot two. Collins 3 for 5 on the afternoon. Make that 4 for 6 now. He's able to knock that one down. 13 points for Zion Collins. Collins able to make the pair. Vulcans extend the lead to 33 now with 11:30 left to go. And with that, it looks like the Vulcans may begin to send in a bit of the remainder of the players that have not been able to get in today. Caden Hanna up to the bench, looking to get subbed in. But the Griffins now with possession. Hill able to find Nguafo. Nguafo trying to just find the angle. Able to get Hall to bite. Nguafo, tough shot. Fading away on the far side.
Yeah, and I mean, that was one player that we definitely were worried about coming into this game. I know we were talking about him before the broadcast started, and only having 10 minutes here, and that was his first basket of the game.
Collins pulls up for 3, and Collins gets it to go. You talked about Hall being a confidence player, but when Collins gets going, I mean, there is almost no one on the planet Earth that can stop him. Knocks down another shot. 16 points now for Zion Collins. Kick ball violation against the Vulcans. Arnett going to get subbed out of the game. Caden Hanna going to be checked into the game, and a nice applause for Arnett, who makes his way to the bench. Having a fantastic game in this one. 6 points, 5 rebounds, 2 blocks, and a steal to go. I mean, great all-around performance from him as he makes his way out.
Yeah, and it really makes you think, what were you missing last year? It would have been amazing to have him on last year's team, which what he has in that defensive capability is something they really wanted last year. And they have him now this year, and he's proven everybody right.
Using it well as Slaughter picks up his dribble, able to find Collins at the top of the key. Collins finds Hanna on the far side. Back up top to Collins, pulls up for 3. Short, Hanna right there on the scene, able to knock that one in.
Yeah, and off the bench already making that impact, the rebound and the point there. Great play from Hanna. I know he's somebody who's really only come off the bench this year, but last year he was a solid rebounder and a great defender, somebody you definitely want on your team. Somebody you definitely want in your starting lineup or off the bench. Doesn't matter. He's an impact player.
Yeah, he came off the bench last year, gave the Vulcans good quality minutes, and it just goes to attest how deep this Vulcan bench is now when Caden Hanna is not getting as many minutes as he was before, just because of how deep this roster is now. And Nguafo nearly loses it. Hill driving inside. Shot won't go. Rebounded by Alexander. 3-on-3 the other way. Alexander, Hall, Slaughter. Slaughter finds Alexander inside. The pass a little bit too low. Alexander cannot go down and grab it, and that one ends up out of play.
Yeah, but if you're the Vulcans, I think you just juggle that one off. You get back on the defensive side of the ball. You're now up by almost, what's the math here on this one?
36.
Nearly 35, 36, something like that. So right now it's just about refining your game.
Tough contested shot. That one looked like maybe he was going to pass out by the Griffins, but a nice shot that time by Charles. Was able to get that one to go. First basket in a hot minute for the Griffins. Hall up top, able to find Alexander, who pulls up for three. Why not? Alexander knocks that one down. And that's a new career high for Dalman Alexander. His career high was 2 points. 5 now in this game. Just pulls up out of nowhere, able to knock that one down. First three-pointer made on the season for him.
And, I mean, he's been coming off the bench so far, only averaging 8 minutes. He's a freshman, but so that career high isn't too hard to beat. But at the same time, it doesn't really matter how many points he scored because on the defensive side of the ball, he's been great in that backward side with Lucas. And
yeah, and at that point, why not? You know, Vulcans are up by a million. Why not pull up? Substitution made. Jalen Goins going to come into the game here for California. Slaughter to the bench. Travel going to be called on Dylan Majors. So the Vulcans giving some valuable minutes here to a couple of players. 2 substitutions imminent now as well for the Griffins. Excuse me, make that 2 substitutions as it looked like number 4 Kamal Lee and number 1 Argel Pettit come back into the game. Hannah up top. Hannah pulls up for 3. That one a little bit short. Rebounded by Lee. And Lee able to work his way out of a jam as there are a couple of Vulcans surrounding him. And Guafo calling for the ball and getting it just past half court. Pass inside to Hill. Hill able to pull that one in. Shot short. Rebounded by Alexander.
Yeah, and that's great defense on the side of Caden Hannah. You see he lets him cut to the inside, but he's easily able to recover. Zion Collins, beautiful layup on the inside.
Just a nice, strong drive. Full head of steam right to the basket. 19 points for Zion Collins, shooting 60% from the field. And Guafo hands it off to Pettit. Pettit now finds Lee in the corner. Hill up top. Hill gets it off to Pettit. Pettit now working inside. 9 on the shot clock. Lee needing some space, trying to shoot over Alexander. That shot short. The Vulcans, Hall able to get the rebound, throws it off, then Guafo out of play. Nice, smart heads-up play by the Vulcans. And that's going to lead us to another immediate timeout. And as in this half, the Vulcans have continued their domination. 64% from the field, 42% from 3, compared to the 37.5% from Chestnut Hill. Chestnut Hill still have not been able to make a three-pointer in the half, because I think they made the first three-point shot that they attempted, and they missed 14 in a row.
Yeah, and I believe it was when the Vulcans went up 5-0, and then they hit that first 3 of the game, and then tied it up on the next possession. And ever since then, they have found absolutely nothing from the outside of the arc. I mean, 1 for 15. I mean, it's not only just bad shooting on the side of Chestnut Hill, but it's great defense on the side of California. As we mentioned, only allowing 24% from the free throw line. I meant 3-point line all year long. It's just been great defensive effort here, not only from the Vulcans, but from the Griffins as well. But it's just been the offense on the side of the Vulcans, which has absolutely been able to step up and put the Griffins in their place. Yeah,
the Vulcans 15 assists in this game compared to the 4 of Chestnut Hill. Only 9 turnovers in the game as well, so the Vulcans have been able to protect the ball pretty well. And like I said, 7 blocks in this game and 9 steals as well. So just all-around offensive and defensive display for California. Like I said, 3 double-digit scores, 19 for Collins, 15 for Lucas, 13 for McClurg. Collins in command of the offense now, crosses the timeline. The Griffins looking to trap him in. But Collins able to find Hall on the far side. Hall gets it back to Collins. Collins gets it to Alexander in the corner. Alexander cross-court pass, extra pass to Goins in the corner for 3. Jalen Goins able to drain that one.
I mean, this is what I've wanted to see. Ever since I started calling these games last year, I've always wanted to see more Jalen Goins. So that he's a great player, and I think he proved that there was a great corner 3 shot. Absolute beautiful arc, and 76-34.
Just great passing as well. Alexander, the cross-court pass to Hall, who just makes one extra pass to Goins in the corner for the optimal three-point shot. Substitution for the Vulcans as Collins, after a great game, we're going to check his way out of the game. Into the game now is number 10, Brandon Singleton. Everyone on the bench giving Collins his flowers because he deserves them this game. Lee gets it to Hill in the corner, guarded by Alexander, under 6.5 to go. Majors able to get that one to go tough. Fadeaway shot over Goins.
And, I mean, now down here by 40, if you're the Griffins, you don't see the win, but you now see an opportunity here just to try some stuff out. But you can't try anything out when just absolute filth.
No look pass into the void and ends up straight into the hands of Caden Hanna. What a read by Jermaine Hall Jr. Pull up three from Nguafo, gets that one to go, but just disgusting display of basketball IQ there from Jermaine Hall Jr.
I mean, I don't know what to even say about that. That was absolutely amazing from Jermaine Hall.
I wish
Jr.
there was a camera on my face because it was one of disgust as Hall pulls up for a three and Hall gets it to go.
Okay.
I think he's just showing off at this point. 10 points now for Jermaine. 6 assists as well on the game.
I mean, that's, again, the unselfish Vulcan offense. It doesn't matter. They just want a bucket. They don't care who gets it.
Handoff now to Majors. Gets it up top to Nguafo. Lee now guarded on by Hanna. Griffin's trying to get it to Nguafo, who had the switch, but Hall able to switch back off. 6 on the shot clock now is Lee working against Jermaine. Lee's shot high, contested shot, no good. Foul on the floor. So this one going to go against the Vulcans. Kane Hanna and then called for the foul underneath the basket.
Yeah, got a little too handsy there against Nguafo, and number 32, Eli Brooks, is going to come into the game now for Jermaine Hall, as again, he's getting the clapping from the audience after a quiet game, but a quiet game for Jermaine Hall is some stunning dunks, 10 points, 6 assists and 2 rebounds.
And Brooks, I believe this is his first appearance of the season here for California. Blocked by Goins as Lee tried to make his way into the rim. And now it's Brooks on the other end. Brooks on his way up, gets fouled. And the freshman from Glasgow, Kentucky, is going to make his way to the free throw line to get himself on the board here.
And he was about to have his marquee moment with his first minute on the floor, but I don't think Nguafo wanted any of that. But he got his hands a little too tightened up there, and it's going to send Brooks to the line.
Like I said, Brooks, the freshman out of Glasgow, Kentucky, knocks down the free throw and I believe opens up his Vulcan account here, his first point as a California Vulcan. So congratulations to him and the rest of this Vulcan team as they've just done it all so far. Brooks bakes both. And again, you want to talk about height as well. Brooks standing at 6'7". I mean, you have some absolutely behemoths on this Vulcan team all over the court. As Majors pulls up for 3, that one just airmails out of bounds.
And it's what I mentioned, though. It's just that you don't need these huge-bodied Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid, 300-pound guys. Sometimes all you need is these taller, athletic, lanky guys who can move the ball, who can move themselves. Yeah, because the thing is, they're athletic. They may not be strong, but they're very athletic.
Brooks gets it to Alexander. 4:15 left to go. Alexander working inside. Needs to hand it off. Able to get it to Goins. 10 on the shot clock. Goins gets it to Hanna. Hanna driving inside. Hanna with the top shot, and Hanna gets it to go in the bench. Giving him his props as Hanna able to get that one in with the left hand.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is about Caden Hanna is that we don't think of him as this offensive dynamo, but he's been able to get those nice, easy points there in the post.
Block again by Goins, who recovers for Hanna and blocks Nguafo on the backside. Goins driving inside. Goins with the right hand, can't get it to go. Vulcans wanted a foul, and Brooks able to get a hand on it. And the Vulcans able to keep it in play. Brooks gets it to Goins, and Goins up and under and in.
I mean, welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. The Goins show is absolutely insane.
I don't think I've seen the Vulcan bench get that hyped in some time. I mean, like we talked about, it all stems from that leadership and just the intensity. And we can talk about it when we come back from this break. We'll be right back here on CUTV Sports 1 and the PSAC Network.
Are you a Penn West California student looking to get involved in media? You have two great choices, and for both, all majors are welcome. CUTV is the home for Vulcan sports. Be a part of 80-plus live games both home and on the road. We're looking for announcers, camera operators, graphic operators, and much more. There are also opportunities to develop your own shows. Go to our YouTube page, CUTV Sports 1, and see all of the content. WCAL Radio gives you the opportunity to play your music and develop your own show. Be heard locally over the air in a 40-mile radius and worldwide online. That's 91.9 FM, Power 92. SAI Media of CUTV and WCAL. Get out, join up, be seen, and be heard.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Hamer Hall, where the Vulcans have a 48-point lead over the Chestnut Hill Griffins, 87-39. And I want to go back to the point we were making before. The effort on this team stems from players like Hall and Collins, who are just going all out at all times. And it was just all on display right there. I mean, the ball nearly went out of bounds. Goins got a couple of blocks in there, but Brooks able to keep that one in, able to make the extra pass and doing all sorts of things. And like I said, I don't think I've ever seen the bench get that excited at all. And just been a fun display so far in this game as Emo misses the first free throw.
And it's the impression those veteran players like Collins and Hall and Lucas have made on these guys, because the thing is, Collins wasn't in the game. He was on the bench. Hall was on the bench. Lucas was on the bench. It's these freshmen and these young guys that have been able to sit back and watch this and play with them at practice, who have been able to take their influence away from them.
Yeah, Emo makes the free throw. The second one. During that break, I also did the stat check. That was Eli Brooks' first points for the Vulcans, so congratulations to him. Goins makes the pass, can't get it to go. Brooks went for the putback jam. And that one's going to come off his hands out of play. Good effort, but that just could not quite corral that ball quite in.
Yeah, and judging by the fact Coach Sankum didn't scream him out, and by the fact he left with a smile on his face, just a small little mistake there. The Vulcans are 47 points now. You can afford to make those.
Everyone's having fun out here as Emo fakes the handoff, runs into a wall. Nice cross-court pass, able to find Majors on the far side, guarded by Goins. Majors trips and falls, but still able to keep his dribble alive. I'm going to say that one came off of Goins out of bounds, so the Griffins going to maintain the ball. 2:49 left to go, 11 seconds on the shot clock. Majors to inbound. Able to get that one into Pettit. Pettit able to get it over to Lee now. Lee up top to Emo, who pulls up for three. That one too strong, but a nice rebound by Lee. Lee dumps it into the corner to Baker. That one's going to end up going. There's going to be a blocking foul underneath, that time against Singleton. And a trio of substitutions going to be made by California, as Goins, Hannah, and Alexander all going to check out of the game. Into the game now, Seth Goins, Andre Brooks, and Jason Singleton.
The two brothers are on the court together now.
Could have had two pairs of brothers on the court at the same time with the Singletons and the Goins, but Coach Sankum letting everyone on the bench just get some time in here. And I mean, this is when you do it. Nice, valuable minutes at the end of the game. Prove yourself. Remember last year, that was when we saw a lot of spark out of Jalen Goins, who has made some plays in this game where he saw the time at the end of the game, was able to make some good plays, as Brooks able to find Brooks. Now Singleton up top. Brooks now. Jittery, trying to work his way inside. Tough shot, can't get that one to go. Nice rebound by Emo. Emo able to get this one to go the other way. Pettit up top. Emo now once again gets it over to Majors, who pulls up for three. Majors shot off the mark, over to the top of the backboard and out of bounds.
Yeah, and I've already liked watching Brooks a bit. He's tough on the offensive board. He's been getting themselves in those rebounds, making them tough, even with these limited and low minutes that he has here at the back end of the game. Singleton
gets it. So both Singletons now back on the court for California. Goins pulls up for three. That one a bit too short, rebounded by Baker. Baker now going the other way now for the Griffins. Baker gets it into Emo in the post. Great defense by Singleton. Emo able to get the offensive board, though. The second chance from Emo gets that one to go.
And Jason Singleton stops it from the impending doom, but Eli Brooks not able to put himself up there and block the shot away. Is a nice steal there.
Singleton gets that one stolen away from him. Great hands by Lee, and Lee able to finish the basket on the other end. Brooks, no problem taking this one off the court himself. Hands it off to Goins. Goins losing control, but nice pass inside to find Brooks, and Brooks finishes as well. That time, Andre Brooks able to get himself a basket, and I believe, once again, another first basket of the season for Andre Brooks. So a couple players getting their first points here as a California Vulcan. Nice move on the far side by Lee, trying to work his way underneath. Singleton with his arms up, going to be called for the foul as Lee tried to drive baseline, and Kamal Lee going to make his way to the line.
Yeah, and a lot of these freshmen have been very much proving themselves here. They've been making some solid plays here because the thing is, this is still a decent portion of Chestnut Hill's minute-playing players. So they've been getting some impactful play here, and that's one of the great things about being on a really good team if you're a freshman, is that you're able to get these back-end minutes, and even though they may be against fellow bench players, you're still getting these meaningful minutes, which can be very important for when those senior guys move on.
And like you said, even here with Chestnut Hill, it's still a lot of their main players, so you're getting against some good competition as well. 89-48 the score. Brooks pulls up for three. Why not? That one maybe a bit too strong. 7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock here as we're winding down in Hamer Hall. 89-48 the score. Pull up three from Lee. That one too strong off the rim. Fight for the rebound and end up in the hand of Majors. Majors nearly gets ran out of bounds, but runs into some trouble. Able to pass that one off. Pettit, nice turnaround. Majors inside, gets the layup to go. Shot clock turned off. Now is going to wind things down. 89-50 is the score. It looks like both teams going to just concede. Singleton brings it across half court. Going to hold things up, and clock's going to wind down, and the Vulcans able to pick up a 7th win on the bounce here. And they will take their first home win of the season, 89-50 over the Chestnut Hill Griffins. Nate, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I want to say congratulations to all the seniors that graduated yesterday. I know we had a few of our own, Jonathan Sakaguchi, Victoria Johnson, Sarah Cedar, Owen Leeson. Sorry if I missed anybody there. It's been a great game for the Vulcans, and it's great to be back.
Yeah, Lily Sharon as well. Got to shout her out as well.
I forgot her.
Like I said, we will see you guys on Tuesday when the women's basketball team takes on Fairmont State. Your final score, California 89, Chestnut Hill 50. My name is Jonathan Save. For my broadcast partner, Mr. Nate Kurtz, from our director, Mr. Gary Smith. Thank you all very much for watching. We'll see you guys on Tuesday. It's been real, and have a good night, California.